Do you believe that one soul can have many lives, that death is just a way to enter another form, to live yet again in another era? Do you believe in the concept of old souls? If the answer is yes, then this puzzle post will give you the 30 signs that tell you're an old soul, that convey the fact that you have been a part of this world before, that you've had more than just this life. Life is a school, where you learn to remember what your soul already knows. Author unknown. For those who believe in the concept of reincarnation, the truth is that a majority of us are, in fact, old souls. The only point of difference is that some of us have been here for a longer time than the others, that's all. As a matter of fact, it has been observed that most of the old souls are somehow already aware of the fact that they have been a part of this world before, not knowing when, not knowing how, not knowing in which form, but knowing for sure. Experts believe that the journey of an old soul starts from being an air molecule, then moving to higher forms, from plants, animals, and finally to the form of humans. Even in the human form, the soul needs to evolve through the 5 stages based on its maturity level. These are infant souls, baby souls, young souls, mature souls, and the last stage being of the old souls. 30 signs to help you know if you are an old soul. By definition, an old soul is a person who seems to be from a different era, perhaps wiser, stable, and more mature than others in his or her age group. Such a person is gifted with intellect, intuitiveness, and an untraceable wisdom, without even experiencing the lessons one needs to learn before attaining such an insight. Do you feel that all this describes you? Wait till you find out all that we have to say. You feel comfortable in your own company, not that you have a thing against keeping company, but still, you feel quite comfortable being alone. Basically, you lead a life of a loner, thinking, evaluating, perceiving, correcting, and introspecting your own ideologies, your intellectual thoughts, and your inability or lack of interest to connect with others. It is mainly because your peers don't give you the meaningfulness you seek in your perception of an ideal company. You get along with people who are older than you. Have you been the kid who always got along with your teacher rather than the classmates? Have you always enjoyed the company of adults talking serious stuff about life than kids who played with lifeless toys? If the answer is a yes and a yes, then you are most likely an old soul. You are more spiritually aware than your peers. Perhaps this the one reason that you prefer to live a life of a loner, because you are more aware of the immaturity and pointless affairs of your less spiritual peers. You don't see any fun in the baseless, meaningless, or superficial indulgences in life. You aren't materialistic. You don't fancy the most expensive gadgets, the need to spend on branded clothes, and drive a luxury car to work. You understand that all these things are just the means to display one's shallowness, and don't add to life's true essence in any manner. These are not the things that constitute life. In fact, they detach you from your spirituality, the true core of mankind. Your intuition/gut feeling is mostly right. Are you a person who is driven by his or her intuition, or gut feeling? You sense what is to happen, if not in the pure psychic way, but in the consequences that may arise as a result of a certain action. You go by your intuition and it mostly never fails you. This ability is an indication of a wisdom gained from the previous lives you have lived. You always tend to seek a deeper meaning in life's course. You seek a connection, a deeper meaning when it comes to not only your existence, but also of those who are a part of this journey with you. Everything in your life must have a meaning, a reason that fulfills your purpose. You believe that and you're in constant search of the same. In fact, most of the time, your soul itself acts like your guide. You are a good listener. You are the ear that most people love to speak into. While the others, or to say, the young and immature souls prefer to speak than hear, an old and mature soul understands the need to listen more and talk less. You have the ability to give them the right piece of advice, a soothing healing touch that only the wise, experienced, and understanding soul can give. Are you the counselor of your circle? You have certain natural abilities. You are a counselor, and yes, that is a gift indeed. Other than that, You also have certain skills that only come when learned under someone's tutelage or by life's experience. Maybe you're a great writer, a singer who has never learned music, or a painter who held a paintbrush even before holding his toothbrush. There are various people who tend to born with a talent, a gift, possibly imparted through the learning of previous lives. You understand the importance of letting go, kindness, and forgiveness. It is not easy for many to let go, forgive, cater to the need of others before oneself. But, in case of an old soul, it isn't that hard to understand that the whole essence of peaceful existence is to forgive, to let go, and to impart kindness to all that you meet in your life. It is good karma that paves way for our soul's journey, and old souls understand that. You gravitate towards a different era altogether. You feel as if you come from a different time. It could be your inclination towards the specific culture of a specific era, which clearly reflects on how you carry yourself. Perhaps you feel comfortable in clothing styles that aren't of today, or you feel more at home when you're in another place, away from home. Your thoughts, your actions, the way you speak, the authors you read, all indicate that you gravitate towards another time of the past. You ain't quite a techie. While this may not always be the case, but old souls aren't all that enthusiastic about technology, or perhaps feel alien to the whole concept. And even if they have learned to accept the whole sense of technology today, they still prefer handwritten letters over emails, talking rather than sending texts, receiving a handwritten greeting card rather than e-cards. You aren't the controlling type. You aren't the kind who tries to control people or impose yourself on them. You understand human psyche far more than the others, and you know that to control is to take away the free will of others, to hinder with their karmic endeavor. If you really want things to be done, you would prefer using politeness and tact rather than imposing your will on others. You accept others for who they are and what they are. You appreciate simplicity in life. You are attracted to the simplistic things in life, things that take you closer to nature, closer to your spirituality. Simplicity is what dominates your choices, be it in the way you keep your home, choose your clothing, the people you connect with. In short, simplicity is what makes you feel at home. You can identify and overcome your ego. Not many have the power to identify, transcend, and overcome their ego, but you do. In matters of conflict, you can easily correct yourself when you realize that your words are spoken by ego and not your sound mind. Your conscience always directs you to overcome your egoistic self, to resolve conflict and maintain peace and harmony around. You are inclined towards the spiritual realm of life. Not only are you more spiritually aware, you also are thirsty for more spiritual knowledge. Your collection of books speak of cosmic awareness, of the historical era, of life and its various facets. So yes, spirituality is something that you seek in your surrounding. You're sensitive to what's happening around you. Being an old soul, you have seen it all, you understand it all, and that is what makes you quite sensitive to your environment. You get affected when you read of crime, corruption, disasters, and loss of life. Agree that others do too, but not as deeply as you. You don't see life as a race. For many young souls, life is more of a race than a journey. It is a race to prove to the others, to achieve more than the others, to always be ahead. Do you also take it that way? If you're an old soul, probably not. For you, life is not about show-off, or living a high-end lifestyle. You're satisfied with what life has given you, and cherish each and every bit of it. For you, it's more about your inner peace and contentment over what others think. You are inclined towards creativity and art. You are blessed with creativity and have an inclination towards art. Most likely, you are an artist yourself. You might not be a great painter or sculptor, but maybe you're creative with words. Creativity flows in your imagination, your thoughts, your eyes, to pick a classy piece of art. We strongly believe that creativity and past life experiences are closely interrelated. You are thankful for this life. Not everybody is appreciative, grateful, and thankful for the blessings they have received in life. In fact, many end up taking things for granted. If you understand that it is no less than a blessing to have a life, a safe shelter, some trustworthy friends, and a family that you can call as your own, then this is a sign of wisdom that has been gained through lessons from the past lives. You have a lot of lines on your palm. We can't really call it a sure sign, but it is widely said that those who have a lot of lines on their palm, making it look wrinkled, like an old person, have lived many lives in the past and come to this. Perhaps these lines indicate the markings of the experiences that an old soul has gone through all this while. You see the bigger picture of life. You don't see the need to waste your time and energy on petty issues, or just to prove a point to someone. You don't understand why you need to be working in a top-notch company where you are rather exploited, than do something that seems fruitful and satisfying to you. Basically, you don't see life from how the regular people see it. You see it from a bird's eye view. You value your personal relationships more than anything else. If you hardly get to spend some quality time with your loved ones, you would prefer spending the weekend in their company than to go out to a social gathering. You understand that there is nothing more fulfilling and nurturing than strengthening personal bonds with people that truly matter. You don't see problems as problems. Your attitude towards problematic times, or difficulties in life is quite different from those around. While others take stressful situations as burdensome, those who are actually old souls take it as an important learning tool to add to their understanding of life. The world seems to be fake at times. When you evaluate how the perception of life, the attitude of today's world has changed, how things have become more materialistic and opportunistic than ever, the entire existence of the world seems to be absolutely worthless and fake to you. Perhaps because you have experienced times when life was more meaningful and fulfilling, when relationships were valued more than benefits, and that time was the time of your past life. You accept things the way they are. You aren't the sort who likes to play blame games, or who believes in manipulating people or situations. You tend to accept things, situations, people, and everything around you exactly the way they are. As we mentioned earlier, you understand that controlling isn't something that helps in the long run, it is acceptance that actually helps. You are constantly seeking something ethereal. You have nothing but you have it all, or you have all of it but nothing that you actually want. Your life seems to be empty and you fail to understand why, as if you're seeking something that will give peace to your soul, a purpose to why you exist. If that is what you've been going through, perhaps now you know why. You are curious to find the true meaning of life. While the meaning of life is different for different people, you aren't quite satisfied with what others have to say. You are the seeker of the soul truth, not some random interpretation. You are curious, and your curiosity leads you to books, spiritual gurus, religious texts, and more. You are inclined to all of this because you are seeking the truth. You find it difficult to connect with the others. While you may be the ultimate listener for the rest of the world, but there aren't many who would listen, or rather understand the conversations of your intellect. You don't see the point in criticizing others over their funny smile, their dressing sense, or socializing with others without any fruitful cause. You just can't relate to your peers, is it? You just feel old in mind. Age is just a number, and not every old soul would feel old and weary in mind. What we're trying to imply here is that most of the time, such people feel that they have somehow seen it all, and absorbed far too many moral and mental lessons in life to feel quite experienced in mind. Do you feel that way? You are reading this to confirm if you're an old soul, and the last and perhaps the most evident sign of all, you are inclined towards finding if you actually are an old soul. You surely do feel it, don't you? And the fact that you're reading it all to confirm does imply that you are an old soul indeed if you can relate to most of the aforementioned points. What makes these people aware/doubtful of their prior existence? What is the whole purpose behind taking this journey? What does it mean to have an old soul? Perhaps these different lives and forms are just the means to attain the ultimate wisdom, hence transcending from one form to the other, from one life to the other, to gain, nourish, and experience the ultimate goal to visit the mortal world, which is, to seek enlightenment. If you relate to the aforementioned signs, perhaps you are an old soul, or you could be a mature soul too. This could be the last of your soul's reincarnation, or you could take a few more forms before you finally learn to your spiritual content. In short, you never know if there's more, or if this is the last of it. So, experience and learn to the fullest and make the most of this journey.